So today I want to touch upon a technique that I learned when I first started painting, and it's called base tonal painting. And before I teach you that technique, I wanted to explain why I got to this point and why I use it. And so what happens is we start with our graphite drawing, and we grab our subject, which I have here, elephants, and I drew it out really quickly. You want to get started on your painting, and this is something I struggled with. I would grab a bright color and I'd apply it thinking I can just get going on my painting, and then you come up with this dilemma of the mixing of graphite in your paint, and so it becomes this muddy mess, and I would get frustrated. And I don't know if you guys have encountered this, and so I would want to just restart, get going again, redraw, and think, well, I can erase as much graphite as I can and maybe it won't mix. You can do this, and you do come up with the issue of finding the right eraser, and what I found making a mess in itself if you don't have the right eraser. And so I found a really good eraser, which is a kneaded eraser, which I'm sure some of you guys have seen. It's very fun to mess with, and you can shape it to any way you want. And so as you shape it, you can use the method of dabbing, and so you can pick up the graphite and you pick up as much as you want. And so as you go, you dab and you pick it up, and you can shape it and erase so that when you apply the paint, it doesn't mix. Some people like to add gesso over it before they even start adding color. These are methods you can totally use. I just found that you would lose your drawing, and then the biggest issue that I didn't like was that when I finally got to the point of painting that bright color again, you'd paint it over and you'd still see pencil drawing. There was still a hint of it, and it drove me crazy. And so this is a way you can go about it. You can try to add white as much as you can and then throw the color on, but this is what got me to this base painting part. And so all you need to create your base painting is here you have, get yourself some water, and this could be the start, and you grab your paintbrush, and all I did was dab my paintbrush in water, and then I would push the graphite around, and it's almost like you're drawing. And this is a great transition from drawing and drawing with paint. And so you're pushing the graphite around with water. And it's almost like it becomes a form of paint. And so you can create your tones for your entire painting by just using the graphite in this white titanium acrylic paint. So once you have your white paint, all you need to do is apply it to your graphite drawing, and first you can apply it to your lightest lights of your drawing and work your way in mixing it in with the graphite and the water. This is definitely something that you have to learn, the technique of blending them together and finding the right consistency with the water, because if you apply too much water it can get runny and make a mess. But the advantages is that it solidifies your painting and your drawing into one, and so when you apply the colors later, it doesn't get messy like I showed before, and you don't have to worry about erasing and picking up the graphite as much as you can. You get to work with the graphite with your white paint and water. So now I'm just going to show you from beginning to end the whole process so you get a better idea. And first, starting with your drawing, and the amazing thing is you get to just draw as messy as you want, grab any pencil. You don't have to worry about outlining it perfectly or anything, because you're going to be pushing all that graphite around and using that graphite to your advantage to create that base tonal painting. So the drawing is down, and now I can quickly move on to painting, and I can grab my white paint and my water and just push that graphite around and really work my drawing and still adjust things that I need to, not worrying about it being permanent because it's a base painting. So now you have your base painting down, and you can move on to applying color. And this is exciting because you've already got your subject mapped out, and when you apply your bright colors you don't have to worry about the graphite mixing in with it like we showed earlier. Another thing I love about this base painting is that it already has your grays in it, so when you're applying these colors too, it's not oversaturated. So when I'm applying these blues, it's not becoming a rainbow elephant. There's still great tones that are being created already from your base painting. So in the beginning stages of painting, this is a great method when you don't want to move away from drawing with pencil in the beginning. this is how you can transition from your drawing into creating your painting. And so as you get more comfortable with painting and everything, you can just draw with paint, which you can learn in another lesson. But for right now, this is a great technique if you're still working and trying to use your graphite drawing.